Hello everyone, TJV here, and last night it was a pretty crazy stream. It went on for about 7 hours long, which wasn't intended at all, but there was a lot of crazy things that ended up happening, and here's your summary of what happened in the stream because people are not going to want to go back and watch a 7-hour stream. The original intention of the stream was me to kind of interview and talk to Toy Bounty Hunter, which he had a stream a couple days ago where he reviews audio clips from Scott's ex-girlfriend. And if you don't know who Scott is, I made a whole video talking about Scott's side of the story and him coming out talking about Liz and Delirious and some allegations against them. Toy really focused on these audio clips and the ex-girlfriend of Scott, and it seemed like he was really hard pressuring Scott. And when you listen to the audio clips, it definitely shows the ex-girlfriend, saying some pretty nasty things towards him. Scott ended up hopping on the stream later on and saying that he is still talking to his ex-girlfriend even after the audio recordings show that they have broken up and that it is his ex. They're not dating anymore. They don't meet up anymore or anything like that. He says that there's stuff that they need to work out, like some intellectual property and stuff like that. They gotta, work out some stuff and fully get separated, and it's not as easy as just leaving and boom, she's out of my life sort of thing. So he's trying to work on stuff like that, and he probably doesn't want things to end the worst way possible, even after the audio clips might show that the relationship was not good, or at least from our perspective it seemed like it was not that good. Scott still wants to end things the best way as possible and still be helpful to anyone because they did date, they did have a relationship, and I'm sure they did care about each other. But anyways, that's getting into more private information about the relationship and how it's going and XYZ, which some of it might be in the stream that I made last night. But Toy really just criticized the relationship and the audio clips and Scott's choice to be with her and Scott's choice not to get a restraining order against her and XYZ, XYZ, XYZ. I was mainly arguing that, hey, Scott has the decision to handle this the way he wants to handle this. If you have criticisms of him, sure, I guess, but he is handling things the way he wants to handle things. For example, some people are saying that Scott should get a restraining order to protect his son Zane because, Liz wants him to or whatever, but Scott feels like he can protect his kid better than any piece of paper can. People are going to have their different opinions on whether or not a restraining order is really a good way to go, or hey, he can just do it the way he wants to do it. I think he has the freedom to decide how he wants to protect his kid, and since he is the father, he can protect his kid the way he wants to protect his kid. And, that was my argument last night during the stream. So there was a lot of stuff like that going on, but a big thing that ended up happening was that Toy ended up saying that he didn't have recent DMs with Delirious, and the reason why this is brought up because people thought the concerned party who sent the audio clips to Toy for him to make a stream about was H2O Delirious, because Scott had these audio clips up on the internet, but it was privated for only certain people on his social media to see, so only the people he knew IRL, like 16 people or something, could see these audio clips online. Therefore, these weren't just wide open to the public like Toy expressed before. They were up for 16 people and then was taken down. So when Toy was sent this by a concerned party, everyone was questioning, who's this concerned party? Was it one of those 16 people? Some people thought that maybe it was Liz or Delirious because Scott sent the audio clips to Liz and Liz made a whole tweet about it. So I was asking, have you had recent DMs? And Toy said he didn't talk to him in 2 years. Later on, he ends up showing it because of something someone says in the chat saying, hey, you should just show the DMs to kind of prove that you haven't talked to him in 2 years. November 18th of 2021, so almost 2 years ago. So you don't, this group chat with 6 members named Floop and then this H2O Delirious, that those things are spaced out between almost 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Sen said in the chat, ask him to show his most recent message with Delirious, lol.
Asked to show the most recent message?
Yeah, with Delirious. Maybe that would help back up that if people are not believing that it's happened 2 years ago.
Yeah, I could do that.
I wasn't going to ask about the DM thing, but since Sen brought it up, I thought, okay.
No, that's fair. Try bringing it up here.
Delete, lol, he's deleting. Guys, it's not good to make assumptions.
I will say this. He did... Alright, I forgot about this. Here, I'm going to show you.
Okay.
He did message me. Alright. So this is my bad. He did message me. He did message me on the 31st and on the 19th. So you can read them here.
Okay.
It's all the way down, so you can see there.
Oh, sorry, I'm not looking at that screen. Give me 1 second.
Oh, stuff with Crow?
Yes. He did ask me for some things regarding Crow. But as you can see, that's the end of it right there. I did talk to him recently.
Okay.
That is my bad. I should have been forthcoming with that.
Did you know about it, or were you... Because you had messages going back to him.
Yeah. He was asking me in regards to some stuff with Crow.
Okay. And the reason why you didn't want to be honest?
See, with that, obviously, because I know what the implication would be there. But so, look, that's on me. I take responsibility for it. I should have been forthcoming about that. But that's regarding a completely separate issue, as you can see.
Look, so, Toy, I'm not gonna knock you too hard for it, but I am gonna.
No, you absolutely should. I should.
I should.
More about that.
You fucking liar!
And it turns out he talked to him very recently. So that was something that people had concern of because Toy didn't seem very transparent about that. And, you know, people are going to have a issue with that when the issues we talk about kind of requires us to have transparent opinions and transparency talking about what we know and what we don't know. Obviously, there's going to be things that we shouldn't reveal. And sometimes, like when it comes to DMs, they should be kept private. But it was just one of those situations that didn't make Toy look too good. Later on in the stream, we ended up seeing Scott and Toy finally talk. Toy expressed that they didn't talk because Scott said, hey, I can't talk to John at one point in a live chat, but this was more so referring to John as in H2O Delirious, John being H2O Delirious' real name, and John also being the name of Toy. So there was a bit of a mix-up there, but they finally got to talk. A lot of screaming, a lot of yelling.
Scott just said that he would join the call, so are you still down with that?
Like I said, if we want to have a civil discussion and it's not going to devolve into, you know, insults and stuff, absolutely, I'll talk to him. If we could talk civilly and respectfully, sure.
Oh, we're here right now, yeah. So I don't know if I'm in the channel right now or not. I'm assuming it's live for me.
Still with this, or what's going on?
Yeah. Do you guys want to talk live or?
I mean, I just
we can talk live.
I don't know if this is. I thought it was gonna. Either way, it doesn't matter to me either way. But like I said, I thought we were done. So.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I just saw you guys in here. I was like, what the hell?
Wait, what? Okay.
Yeah, I just saw Trevor's message a second ago, so I just popped in as soon as I saw it.
Yeah, I saw you guys in here, and I thought we were done for the night, but now you guys are in here, so.
Well, feel free. I mean, if you want to open it back up, like I said, I was busy talking with my ex. My ex was flipping out with because you guys. So I mean, you guys don't seem to think, you know, whenever this stuff happens, you know, you guys put out some extra shit. It causes me problems with the ex. Like, and you guys hear how she is when she's fucking upset.
Okay.
So, while you guys are busy chatting and, you know, while you're busy talking shit about me, you know, I'm busy getting ripped apart. Yeah, I'm talking about you.
Okay. What did I say that was talking shit? Outside of my
the first video that Trevor did, you didn't listen to the whole thing. You just kept point by point breaking it down every 30 seconds instead of actually listening to the whole damn thing. If you would have shut your mouth and listened to the whole thing before actually opening it, most of the stuff would have been answered if you would have listened through. But instead, you were talking down to me and you were being rude and you weren't actually listening.
How was I talking down to you, Scott? How?
Go listen to your own video, man.
How? How was I talking down to you?
Go listen to your own video, please.
Okay, because that's what you're pretty much doing right now.
Right now I am, because I feel I'm entitled. After all the shit you've done over the last several days.
Let me tell you, what does your ex-girl have anything to do with you? Why is she your problem?
She's a problem because I am doing my best to maintain.
Why is she your problem?
I am doing the best to maintain. Let me finish. You keep cutting me off. If you're not going to let me talk, then don't ask me a question.
Go ahead.
All right? So I am dealing with her because she has a series of problems, one of them being that she's suicidal, and second, one of her family members is a colleague of mine.
Okay.
Somebody that I have professional connections with, and I don't want to be responsible for killing herself if she gets upset.
Okay. But you had said before she's...
Her and I don't have any contact. She's in her state right now with her parents who are watching her. She does not live with me anymore. She was removed the night that we broke up. That is why we were fighting.
Okay.
We did not fight hardly at all prior to that. The only issue her and I had is she has some boundary issues that I wasn't cool with. And I said, you know what? I'm not hanging out with every guy you've ever fucked. We're not together anymore.
Okay. So again, I fail to see how she's your problem. She's your ex. You said you have a relationship with a colleague of hers, but she's
No,
not
I
with you,
have
you're not with her.
I have a relationship with her parent, and I also have a relationship
Okay.
with her because we have some startup stuff that we're wrapping up. We have some intellectual property that we need to I need to surrender to her or vice versa. We need to get it out and then done. After that, there's probably not going to be any more discussion. But right now, for the sake of civility,
Okay, so why didn't
her and I, we agreed that we will collaborate remotely to finish the IP, and that's it.
why didn't any
That
of
would
stuff come
explain
before?
that would explain John's or Toy sitting here saying that you guys still communicate on Twitter and
We
how
do
Toy
communicate.
had
We're
an issue.
completely
Yeah,
civil. We don't fight.
that
Everything
would
else, it
explain
doesn't
though. They
matter.
have to work things out.
Okay,
You
so
know.
why wasn't any of that stuff said before then?
Because it's not your business. I don't have to come out and dox a bunch of people to make you happy.
Nobody
My
said
life
you had
doesn't
to dox
revolve around
anybody.
making Toy happy.
It's about putting all the facts out there, right? It's about
First of all,
putting.
do you
saying the whole
realize that
story,
my
right?
putting out the audio to people other than people who are privileged to know the situation between her and I, that could be considered a form of doxing as well. That's why that wasn't put out. I put out what needed to be said, which was that she was a person who had problems and that Liz and I were trying to resolve it, and that I gave her proof of the problem so that she would get a restraining order. I mean, that nothing different has changed. You guys just basically took a girl who was having a psychotic break, and you guys have put her out on the internet for everyone to hear. Not just like a few
put her out first.
dozen people,
You made the
but
stuff publicly
literally,
available for people.
potentially millions of people for
You
the
put
next
the stuff out
decade.
first.
Pardon?
You put the stuff out first.
I put it out to
you made it
people who
available for
know
people.
her and I, not to strangers. It was literally given to friends and family.
Was it put on social media or not?
It was put on social media to friends
Okay.
and family.
It was put in a public space.
Whatever, man. It was not given to you. It was given to people who are in a protected space. Literally, all my accounts are private.
You put it on a public platform. You put it on.
I put it on a public platform on a protected account, which means it was for the people who were in the account only, not for you.
And this would explain why it probably was taken down later on. That only
It
close
was taken
people would've
down
seen it.
because somebody who wasn't supposed to get on it got on it.
Well, it seems like you care more about your business than your son.
I do not have that issue, man. My son is the most important person in my life, and stop gaslighting me. You're an asshole.
You're an asshole too.
Good. Let's meet in
Whoa.
person and be assholes together.
So that's what this is gonna be.
Well, what I want you to do is I want you to own up to the fact that you're just being a dick for ratings. That's all you're doing. Is you're doing this for ratings. You want people to get in and you want them to click and churn and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
You don't give a shit about the problem or the people involved.
I could.
My
turn
son is the most important person in my life. Literally. This is not just about, see, here's something you don't fucking know, you asshole. Part of the issue with this situation is I can't go to the courts because if I do, I get served. Because I have orders against me now as a result of rejecting Liz's.
You're willing to go home for your son. So what's changed, right? You're willing to go to jail.
I have to wait until I retain a lawyer. Do you not understand the way this works? If you have process coming at you, the only thing you can do is wait until you have a lawyer, and then you have to address the process over through the court.
What are you going to get served with?
I'm going to get served with a civil order, probably for cease and desist on.
Right? Do you have
will you stop? Will you shut up and let me finish talking? You keep cutting me off. You prick.
Go ahead.
Let me talk. Ask me one question, let me answer it, and then shut the fuck up.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
A lot of fighting there, but it ended with, even though they were fighting a lot, it ended with Toy apologizing, saying if he sets up a GoFundMe, he'll happily donate to help with court costs that he has to go against Liz and Delirious for.
Question for Toy about that real quick. Do you think like a GoFundMe would help Scott? Would you recommend him doing that?
Dude, honestly, I think that's one of the avenues that should have been taken, man, for sure.
Well, all right, then here's where you get to say sorry for being a dick. Would you actually endorse that and help?
Absolutely.
All right.
Sure.
Oh.
I mean, sure, why not?
All right. There we go. That's the best way of saying sorry.
I apologize for anything I said that offended you or if I was out of line with what I said to you.
that's like one of those non-apology apologies. Just say I was being a dick. I mean,
I'm
it's pretty
sorry.
easy.
Sorry if okay. Are you gonna say the same thing?
Yeah, that's easy.
Okay.
Let's
I'm
just
sorry I was
handle
being
it
a
like
dick.
men.
I'm sorry I was being a dick.
Yeah, and I was being a dick too. So now we're done.
You
No
sorry?
more being a dick. So now we're done. We're not being dicks anymore.
No. Are you sorry?
Yeah, I told you. I'm sorry. I was being a dick. I came in this. I
We're
was
good,
pissed off
man.
at you.
Then we're
I
good.
was pissed off. All right, we're
Then,
good. There
then
we
we're
go.
good, man. I have no,
This is
like I
how,
said, I
this
have
is
no
how
ill
men
will.
handle things. Is we kick back. If we were in contact, we'd have a beer or a juice, and we go and flex a
Yeah,
little bit, raise a dumbbell, and
sure,
pat
man.
each other on the back. Right? That's how it works.
There's no ill will, man.
And he apologized for being a dick. They both did, but like, since Toy was super hypercritical of Scott, this was a little weird. Also, at the end of the stream, we ended up seeing Louis join the chat along with Mr. Sen and Chilled Venom, and we chat a little bit at the end. Someone in my comments were saying that I was calling Louis biased towards Delirious or whatever. Everything at the end of the stream, we were just fucking with each other. It's not that big of a deal. It was just all jokes and sarcasm. It wasn't that big of a deal. Don't think anything major of it. Or if you want to, it doesn't matter. But this stream ended up going on past midnight, and I was extremely tired. This is me early the next morning. It's actually noon the next morning, but I gotta leave here really, really soon. And yeah, don't have a lot of time to do a lot of editing and other stuff with this. Anyways, that's pretty much the summary. If you want to go check out the stream and get more details, you can go ahead with that. Thank you guys for watching the video. I'll see you guys all next time. Peace.